Good morning to all of you. We are now going to discuss a case. I will talk to you on a case where the prime accused against whom there is prima facie evidence, they wanted to escape by stating that the other real culprits were not lugged in the charge sheet. That means, no doubt, when we are the accused, the other person should also be the accused. When they are not there, when they are not cited by the police, there is no chase against lies like that. They wanted to argue, but it was not accepted by the Honorable Supreme Court of India. Right? Two judges bench, M.R. Shah and Justice B.V. Madam B.V. Nagaratna. So they observed while disposing the case of Pradeep S. Wadiyar versus State of Karnataka 2021 in criminal appeal number 1288 by 2021. The Honorable Supreme Court Judge bench clearly stated that when the criminal proceedings against an accused person, right, cannot be quashed away merely because charge sheet was not filed against the other accused or some of his co-accused. So the charge sheet or the charges should indicate whether any prima facie material evidence is against the arraigned persons or not. That is Pradeep Wadiyar, and his another person is Lakshmi Narayan Gubba. He is A2. Both they are figuring as A1 and A2, right? So this is a very critical case and a typical case also relating to that iron mining or iron ore mining in Bellary area, for which Gali Janardhan Reddy was notoriously famous. Right? Here, on 1/6, brief answer case I am telling, on 1/6/2008, Canara Overseas Bank, so this is the actually the company, Canara Overseas Bank. So they have entered into an agreement with this K. Ramappa of Bellary. K. Ramappa is A3. K. Ramappa for exporting iron ore to China and Thailand, etc. Anyway, an agreement was there between between the Canara Overseas Bank and Ramappa, right, regarding export of the iron ore, right. So, in pursuance of the same, the Canara Overseas Limited, they have purchased 35 metric tons of iron ore for export to China worth about crores, 3 crores of rupees, almost 3 crores of rupees. Anyway, so the transport has to be carried out from Bellary to Bilikeri port. Expert is done. The iron was transported there. But what happened is, it doesn't have any forest permit. It doesn't have any valid permit. It was caught there. Now, who is liable? This is the main problem. So, police, the investigation was taken up by CBI because the matter has become so serious. You may be knowing some organization, that is Samaj Parivartana Samudaya. So now NGO, they have filed a petition under Article 32 of the Constitution of India regarding the illegal mining. Supreme Court has taken very serious notice of it, and ultimately the matter was entrusted to the CBI for investigation. Right? Now, the point for consideration is, the charge sheet was filed against Wadiyar, Lakshmi Narayan Gubba and Ramappa. Regarding others, it was silent. Maybe I don't want to mention the names. Some accused have been dropped from the charge sheet as alleged by our opponents. So now Wadiyar and Lakshmi Narayan Gubba, they have filed an appeal. So they have came to the Supreme Court for quashment. Why? They say that, number one, this Wadiyar is from Indonesia. He was staying, even though he is Kannadiga, he is staying in Indonesia, and the matters are being looked after by his junior or his subordinate Lakshmi Narayan Gubba, right? So Lakshmi Narayan Gubba, he has entrusted the entire matter to Ramappa because it is the duty of A3, that is Ramappa, to obtain the permits. So this Ramappa has produced some fake permits or things like that. So ultimately, we are total innocent, and you have to file the charge sheet against Ramappa, against some other persons. When you have left them, so what is the thing that you can be done against us? We are totally innocent, and we should not be charged. That is the allegation. Now, the investigation revealed that Odayar, as per the section 23 of the Mines and Minerals Department Regulations Act, MMDR Act I call it, Mines and Minerals Act, the person who entered into contract is personally liable for all the things. Finish. So he has entered into the agreement, no doubt. Ramappa, on behalf of this man, has done the agreement. Therefore, Odayar is 100% liable. And Lakshmana and Gubba, he says that it is the duty of Ramappa. Whether it is the duty of Ramappa, whether duty of Lakshmana, only thing is there should be valid permit. When there is no valid permit, the owner of the agreement, that is Odayar. And since it is being looked after by his junior, that is Lakshmana and Gubba, both of them are responsible. A1, A2 cannot be quashed. The case cannot be quashed because there is prima facie evidence against them. So this is the judgment. Please remember. So it has come in Hindu also. When there is prima facie evidence, you cannot say no. Right? So you cannot take the plea that since the others are not involved, since the others are not cited as co-accused, the case against us should not stand. It is not the correct version. So once again, to end, I will read you the citation says, quote, the case cannot be quashed after the prima facie proof against the accused. Right? So good judgment, please read it. But of course, it is a very lengthy judgment. So please understand my video once or twice, and then it will be easy for you to study case law. Otherwise, it's a very, very big case. Thank you.